What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. Um, I wasn't planning on doing another video. I really didn't want to do another video, but the events of the past 24 hours, I've got to talk about something. Um, the last 24 hours have been very revealing about a lot of people. You can take that however you want to take it. A lot of people have shown that they are good people with kindness and empathy in their hearts for their fellow man. A lot of people have shown that they are complete fucking dirtbags. And there's really nothing else I can say nice about it. But allow me to say this. Anyone using the events that happened with the Key Bridge in Baltimore for some political or racial, like, ha ha, or to attack my hometown, um, F you. Um, Politics has nothing to do with it. Race has nothing to do with it. Um, really? Like, the city has nothing to do with it. It was a horrific accident where 6 people lost their fucking lives. Okay? Like, 6 families are heartbroken right now because their loved ones are missing and are dead. Let's be real, they're no longer alive. It was There was hope yesterday that they would have been able to rescue them. They've now moved to the recovery stage of that process. So they're gone. They're gone. 6 lives. Gone. In the span of 4 fucking seconds. Which is how long it took for that bridge to come down once that cargo ship hit it. 4 seconds. Changed multiple lives. Okay? It's not a time to be tap dancing around with stupid ass conspiracy theories or how the mayor of Baltimore City is a diversity hire, especially given that he won the election by 70 fucking percent, which is the majority of the people in the city voted for him. That's not a diversity hire. That's a democratically elected ass kicking. Okay? And for people who are saying, well, what if it was a Republican in office? This wouldn't have happened. Yes, it fucking would have. Like, political party doesn't give you special powers to stop fucking tragedies. Okay? It doesn't. And as far as Republicans in Maryland, I'm going to say this. If they had anything worth fucking voting for, people would vote for them. But they don't. Most of them don't. So you know what happens? They get their asses kicked in elections because they don't run on anything worth a damn. The only ones that ever did in my lifetime are Larry Hogan, our former governor, who I am a huge fan of. I actually like Larry Hogan because he wasn't on a bunch of bullshit and he ran the state like he had some fucking sense. He did the right things when the times called for it. Period. He has my respect and he did his father proud in how he conducted himself as governor. The other one was Bob Ehrlich the first time he ran for governor. The second time he went on some stupid anti-liberal thing, and that's not what he won on the first time, and that's why he lost the second time. You see, it's not a matter of what party's in control of whatever. It's a matter of what the person that has the control does. Now, you can make the argument that the government and then the city isn't great. Sure, I'll listen to that argument. But if the alternative was better, people would hear them out and vote for it. Period. But they don't. So that means they ain't about anything. But for anybody out there who's taking that tragedy yesterday to talk trash about my city, it's not gonna slide. You're sitting behind a keyboard running your mouth about a city that you're honestly afraid to go to because that's who you are. You wouldn't say that shit to anyone from Baltimore's face because you're afraid of how they'd react to it. But let me give you a breakdown of what Baltimore is. Baltimore has its dirt, has its griminess. Is it like The Wire? In some places, yes, it is like The Wire. In some places, it's worse than The Wire. But if you look past all that, you've got great places like the Peabody Institute, Johns Hopkins University, the Art District, the Walters Art Gallery, the Baltimore Museum of Art. Um, you've got Hopkins Hospital, the one of the best hospitals in the country. You've got that Hopkins University. You've got historically black universities. You've got Morgan State. You've got Coppin State. You've got Towson State. You've got Goucher. All these schools are really good colleges. You've got Loyola. All great colleges. All in Maryland. You've got the Arboretum um, on the west side. Um, Mount Sinai, another really good hospital. Um, you've got shock trauma. You've got all these places. You've got two of the best ballparks in America in M&T Bank Stadium and Camden Yards. Hell, Camden Yards is the inspiration for Jacobs Field in Cleveland and a bunch of other ballparks that have been built since it got built because it's that good of a ballpark. So, for anyone out there who thinks Baltimore's just some crime ridden dump, you don't know what you're talking about. Because Baltimore's more than that. And so are the people. When I initially was going to film this video, I was really, really fucking angry about all the stuff I was seeing and all the shit I was hearing people talk about my city. But then I realized that y'all ain't worth all that anger. But what I will say is, if you think it just affects Baltimore, you're in for some pain. And I'm going to break down why. The Port of Baltimore is one of the biggest import-export ports in the Northeast. And up until yesterday, it was one of the few that was still really up and running because the docks in Virginia and in Delaware are being renovated. So, all your import cars were coming in from that into that port. A lot of goods from overseas were coming into that port. You've got boats that are out of that area waiting to get into the port to deliver stuff. And you've got boats waiting to come out of that port trying to get out. You've got cruise ships that were supposed to dock in Baltimore that now can't dock because their port's closed down because they got to get the bridge stuff, debris out of the way, and all that. So, guess what's going to happen? You're going to see price increase on a lot of goods. And that's not just in Baltimore. That's not just Maryland. That's everywhere. So, everybody's about to get that piece of pain. And once that bridge is back up and it's fixed, If you think they're going to drop the prices back down, I got news for you. They're not. This isn't Biden's inflation. This isn't anybody else's inflation. This is going to be the result of corporate greed because they can and they know you're going to pay for it. Because what other fucking choice do you have? So, the pain that people in Baltimore are feeling right now is about to spread out all over the place. Still want to run your mouths? I didn't think so. What everybody should be doing is rallying around Baltimore, rallying around the people that are hurting and lifting them up and lifting up the communities in the area who are affected by this. That's what should happen. But y'all out there too busy gloating about left versus right, black versus white, when that has nothing to do with any of this. But proceed on your way to oblivion. Because the truth is, Baltimore's going to rise to the occasion. Baltimore always does when things are rough. Because the heart of Baltimore is way stronger than anything outside of it. And if you don't believe me, keep your eyes on tomorrow. Tomorrow's opening day. When that O hits that crowd, I guarantee you, it's going to be the loudest O that gets chanted on that anthem that has been heard in years. And it will be heard all over the place. From Charles Village to Fells Point. From Canton to the west side. From Security to Cold Spring. It's going to hit different tomorrow. It's going to extend past the city. It's going to hit places like Glen Burnie. It's going to hit Towson. It's going to hit Timonium, Cockeysville, Parkville, White Marsh. Everybody's going to rise up. This is where that anthem was written. It means something to everybody in America. But that, really, it's Baltimore's. It's ours. Because it was born in that same water that bridge fell down in. There's a buoy in the spot where Francis Scott Key penned it. I just had to get this off my chest. Because it really, like I said, I was really angry earlier. Seeing all the nonsense going on and all that stuff. Because it's not what this is about right now. I said it yesterday and I'll say it here. My heart goes out to the families that are affected who lost loved ones. It's a tragedy that this even happened. It's a horrific accident, and it's going to take a long time for that area to recover. It's gonna traffic's gonna be a nightmare in the city, getting in and out. The tunnels are gonna be a mess. A lot of traffic gonna be on the Beltway. The Beltway's gonna be a mess. It's gonna affect a lot of things. Um, so, but that part is what it is, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter compared to the lives lost. So, that's all I've got for this one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace. Oh, and one more thing. Go O's.